That's bad.
Alright, we are back to devoting full attention to everybody's second favorite Turbo LS OBS truck. I got the turbo kit 99.7% all welded up. I just have to put the wastegate on. I'm going to do that real quick, and I'm just going to put it kind of like that. That way they can both flow into it really well. I was going to do it up here more, but this part of the turbo sat right here, which means that the flange and everything was here. Yeah, we should have plenty of room. So I'm going to put it there, put her there. And then once that's done, we can get everything bolted back in the truck, and I can get started on the dump pipe for the turbo. Now initially, I was going to run it down like this and do a little bullhorn right off the corner here. One of these guys. But I started thinking about it, and without any front bumper or anything on the truck right now, it'll look kind of stupid having the pipe hang down. And Pops was over, we were talking about it, and he was like, let's just run it right through there. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. These fenders are cheap. This isn't the factory one anyway, so who cares? So yeah, we'll just move the wiring out of the way, plop a hole right through there, and we got it. So that's what we're going to get tackled today, is getting the hot side and everything completely done. And then once that's done, we can actually pull the motor out of here, get the firewall and frame and everything painted, and weld the bung on the oil pan for the turbo drain. And then we can set it back in there for the first time for the last time. So I'm going to get the wastegate knocked out real quick, and then get everything bolted back in the engine, and then we'll kind of go through the process of making the dump pipe and see how far we can get with everything. As promised, here's the turbo kit all on the truck, wastegate welded on, should work perfect. Got the flange on the back of the turbo to weld to the 4-inch downpipe. Still have plenty of room here for the charge pipe, because we're just going right into the intake right now. Meth injection, if we wanted to for whatever reason. Never mind. Actually, what we could do is run this over to a air to water intercooler over there and then into the intake if we wanted to. Right now, just want to get it all set up. Still have room for the coolant hose. Everything's looking good. This kit, that's still warm, this kit actually supports the weight of the turbo perfectly, but I do think that I'm going to make something to help hold it, even if it's just a bar welded from here to there. Just something to help. And then something you didn't see is Pops put the hood pins on because we got rid of the latch, and he modified the power steering pump reservoir. We're going to get that tossed on in a second so that clears everything. Basically, he just cut the neck of it down and JB welded it together. Looks pretty snazzy. Should work perfect. Yeah.
All right, put the shit right in my way.
My bad.
Yeah.
I didn't even think. God, let's just put the supercharger on it.
Yeah.
Put a big block back in it.
No.
Oh, you heard him. Absolutely no more big blocks. They're trash. LSs are kings, quote unquote. While he's doing that, I got some of the stuff ready to start making a relay board for it. Gonna use these bus bars. Gonna use this one for ground, and I'm gonna ground switch all these, I think. It'll depend on the switch panel that I ordered. I'll have to check that I can easily do that with the switch panel. And then I've got new relays coming. These are just some spares that I have to get an idea. I'm gonna have 6 relays. I think only 4 of them we'll need, but it's nice to have the 2 extras in case we ever add anything. Yeah, these bus bars on Amazon are sweet, and they come with these unions. And Then I've got a fuse panel, or a little fuse block coming, 12 spots, so that should be plenty. I think it's 12 spots. And then I can get that all made, get that in the truck, start running wires. Stuff like headlights, brake lights, tail lights, blinkers, that's all still running off its own thing, so I don't have to incorporate those into this. Hopefully the rest of the stuff for the wiring will show up today, maybe tomorrow, and then I can get this board made, get it mounted in the truck, and then just have to run wires to everything. And then he did have the switch panel here, but when you're buckled in, it's kind of hard to reach those, so I got a little one that I'm just going to put here. It'll have 5 switches. You can reach these no problem. And to avoid anything like with the big block, to where when it blew up and he turned the ignition off and it locked the steering, this will only activate the starter, the switch, and then like ignition is going to be on it with the toggle, so if anything happens he can just kill the ignition, leave the key on to keep steering. Should make things a little bit better. And then I have been contemplating the fuel pump, or fuel pumps possibly, trying to figure out what to do. On the RX-7 I have dual AEM 400s and they support a ton of fuel, but it's a lot of fittings, so I don't know. They're tried and true, they support a ton more power than we'll ever make. I've been thinking about going with a Magna fuel, but I talked to Brad at Snake Eater. If you guys need anything from Snake Eater, 10% off using code Snydertron. And he said with their real world testing and experience and his customers, they can support tons of power. On Motion's page, Motion Raceworks, they have it listed as it'll make at least 1100. It'll support at least 1100 horsepower. E85, EFI, and that's a blower car. With the turbo car, they have it at 1300 listed. So that's why I started considering those. I like the idea of a single pump, less fittings, less headache, but more price. So it's kind of what I'm going back and forth between. I don't know, look at the Fuel Lab, but I'm kind of considering just going with the tried and true dual AEMs. And I don't know, I might just put a single on it for now, just to get it running, get it dialed in, save a couple bucks. And it's always super easy to add the second pump in later on with AN fittings. It takes like half an hour. And then the EFI system, we're going with the Holly. My buddy Scott, who we picked up the drag wing from most recently, he has that gray NBS truck. He said he has a Terminator harness with a couple plugs cut off, like coolant temp and something else, that he was going to trade us for the old water pump off the big block. So that saves us some money. There was a subscriber that emailed me saying that as soon as he gets home from his deployment, thank you, he was going to send us a spare 3.5-inch screen for the Holly. So all we have to come up with is the ECU. Those are $750, so I will probably get that ordered here shortly. And then basically a bunch of AN fittings and lines to get the truck together, get it all wired up, wire up the MAC valve, some plumbing here and there, and we need a new throttle body because we're going to use a mechanical one. I don't like the electric ones. And I think this thing's just about ready, so it's not too far away. It'll probably be at least a few more weeks, but I think I'm going to turn my attention completely to this truck and try to get this thing jamming. Here's the tape. Where do you want the exhaust to come out?
Is that side? Well, from here, then come right here. There, I have to rub these wires really good.
Yeah, I've got some heat wrap we could put over the wires.
The hood cable can come out of it.
Yeah. It's like I've got the stuff that I wrap fuel lines with.
Seems like it'd be easier. I'd have to take the hinge off that. Or we'll put it right here. Right there.
I think that would be cool.
And then do the little one right off here or right below it. Someplace there. Oh, you'll figure it out wherever you want to put it.
Oh, here comes the rain. Wouldn't be nothing to... You could tuck the wiring down on the inside of this fender lip. Alright, I'm gonna start punching a hole in the $40 eBay fender. We gotta visualize it with the hood closed. See how it's gonna look. I think that'll work great. Trying to picture it there. And then once we got a trim ring around it, yeah, I think that'll be cool. Yeah, I'm not even gonna think about it anymore. I'm just gonna start drilling. What have I done? Heck yeah, that's a nice hole. God dang, Jack, you go out in public like that? Alright, so I think I'm probably just going to take... Oops. Probably just going to take the angle grinder and just cut a big square out of that. Make life easy. Because if I use that, then the pipe has to come through at like the perfect angle to get through both holes. If I just cut a bigger square, we only have to focus on this outside one. Alright, hole is cut. Now we got to start making the dump pipe, which is going to involve I think at least 4 pie cuts. So we'll have a couple coming off that, and have it come up, and then a couple to angle it back straight through the hole. So it is now time to dig out this box under here. There's your exhaust.
Cool.
Comes in a kit. And then I'm probably going to get things set up and have you cut all the pie cuts. Got a few pie cuts made. Had Pops do all those while I cleaned them up. And that's going to sit. Come on. It's going to sit in here. That's about to fall. Have this one come kind of up like that, give or take. Have to lean over a little more.
It's a little warm.
I bet. So that'll be give or take about like that. Once we do that, we can get this section cut to get an idea of how it's going to be lined up and figure out if we need to cut more off that. And just like that, turned out pretty darn good, I think. Got it coming through the fender there. I think it looks pretty sick. God, I cannot freaking wait to get this truck back on the track, man. See what it's going to do. Start making passes in it. This thing's so freaking cool now. And I do have a trim ring coming for it that'll help make it look a little bit nicer. I'm kind of debating on welding these on it just to give it a little something. But I think for now, I'm going to call that good enough. I think this whole turbo kit turned out sweet. And to think that this whole thing was made with just 2 pieces of straight pipe. That's pretty wild. I do love fabricating, but man, sometimes like in the moment I get so frustrated with it. I'm like, this sucks. I hate it. I never want to do this again. But I think this turned out awesome. This turned out way better than I could have hoped. So, like I was saying earlier, some of the stuff that we have left to do. Here is the boxes of the stuff to wire the truck up, relays, things like that. I don't know if both of these are for me. I didn't think I ordered that much stuff. But anyway, I'm going to go get started making the relay board for this thing. And that is going to do it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, turning the bell on for notifications. buying merch, first link in the description below. If you need anything from Snake Eater, like I said, Snydertron 10% off. If you need anything from Circle D, use code Snyder3000 for 10% off. What's up, Kat? And again, just thank you guys for all the support. We'll see you in the next one.